Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show on this Wednesday morning. Kinako ya Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Zola's really enjoying this song way too much. We need to do a fuller version of it, like, ever since you left the kitchen, you. Ooh. Anyway, listen, let's get to those questions that you've asked us online. And of course, our lines are also open on 083-9133-728. Our next question comes from Zandile Miss Yende. I think, is it Miss P?
I think it's Miss P.
Okay, the way it's written there, Miss P Yende Askisi. Hey, Chef Zozo.
Hey, Miss P.
I'm making a recipe, but it says I have to use confectioner's sugar. What is confectioner's sugar? Please help.
Okay, she must be reading an American recipe, because in America they call icing sugar confectioner's sugar. They also actually call it powdered sugar, so it's the same thing. They they interchange the wording.
Yes.
So whenever you see confectioner's sugar, that's icing sugar. Whenever you see powdered sugar, that's also icing sugar. So it's the very fine stuff that they always say you should probably sift before you use it, just because you don't use it for making frostings, etc. And it sometimes gets a bit lumpy, and you know, just to make less work for you.
Does it really make that much of a difference? I mean, as a baking novice, when you have that, like you've got really, really fine sugar, or if you really wanted to, you can even like ground and pound with a pestle and mortar to make it really, really fine.
You can, that's how you make icing sugar. Actually, if you don't have any, but you have some caster sugar or some normal white sugar, put it into a blender and blend it until fine, until it's powdered.
Okay, cool. So sometimes I guess very important to know whether you're reading an American or a British recipe that'll then guide you to let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I hope that did help. But as I said, our lines are open, 083-9133-728. It is the Culinary Hotline, and we're taking all of your questions. So please do keep them coming. I'm going to sort of go to the next one, the next question that we have by Hafi Parker, who says, how do you make homemade almond butter?
Hafi actually asks me so many questions on. She likes to make her own homemade stuff all the time.
Yeah.
How do you make her almond butter? How do you make
Let's move over
coconut
here,
flour, etc., etc. So, pure almond butter is literally raw almonds, or any nut butter is raw nuts that have been blended together. So all you do is take the raw nuts. You don't have to toast them, because you blend for such a long time that it actually starts to get hot. So you sort of slightly cook the nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't actually have to roast them or anything. But if you do want, a more roasted flavour, then of course you can. Would you like a nut while I chat to you?
Thank you for a nut.
Yeah. See, because I know Lee likes them, so, I thought I'd offer you one. Okay, so you need a food processor with one of these blades, okay? Then you just pop the nuts in, you put the lid on, and basically you blend until you feel very uncomfortable about it. That's the only way that I can describe it, because it takes that long. No, really, I can't think so, I'm kidding. It's true. So it'll take about 25 minutes for the nuts to actually turn to butter. So at first you'll start blending. So I'm going to start. There you go. So you can see it starts grinding them, then they turn into powder. Then the more you get, it turns into a finer powder. And at this stage, about 10 minutes in, you're thinking, there's no way this is going to turn into butter. But it does. Just keep going. Yeah. All the oils in the nuts start coming out, and that's what actually makes it into a smooth paste, just like that. So you don't have to add any oil, you don't have to add any extra butter. Yeah. It's literally just the nuts.
Okay, I'm going to come back to the nut question just now that I have in my mind. But we have Graham on the line right now. Good morning, Graham. How are you?
All right, and you?
Fantastic, man. Where are you calling us from?
From Benoni.
Benoni there, where the water makes people like Charlize Theron come out. What's your question to Zola?
I can't get my flat cakes right, man, Zola. I always make my flat cakes too small.
Okay, so your flapjacks, hey? Your thicker pancakes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So why not try, because they're coming out flat, I'm assuming you are still using baking powder, and that's not really giving you the rise that you want. Yes. Why not separate the eggs, whisk the egg whites separately just to add extra egg, fold those in, and then only make your pancakes. That'll give it a little bit more of a puff, and you'll get beautiful thick ones as well. And it won't, won't take too long to cook as well, because you're not adding any extra flour or any extra ingredients. You're just sort of separating the eggs and adding mechanical raising agents, basically, by whisking.
Okay, Graham, does that help?
Try that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Such a pleasure.
Try out those new flapjacks and send us a picture on Facebook, and we'll see how they work out, all right?
Okay, well.
Fantastic stuff. I'm going to come back to this nut question, because I think it's a very important one with regards to making almond butter. But over to our nut aficionado, Leigh-anne.